Hey YouTube family, pardon me if I end this video by like coming in on you, because I have gloves on and they don't have the little finger things, but they're warm. That's all I care about. I have 3 layers on and I'm now getting a little cold. It's starting to sleet, snow. I don't know what it's trying to do. Midwest weather is bipolar. Anyway, weekly update. It is day 3 of my December birthday challenge. Day 1 was more of let's try to make sure we're getting to my journal and reading my books that I need to read for my workbooks. I've been doing that every night, working on something, really thinking about what's going on in life, why I do what I do, really actually reflecting. It's a great practice for anybody, really. Really reflect on what you're doing and why. So, and then yesterday's challenge, we go to breakfast every Sunday. That's our date, breakfast date, because breakfast dates are the best. My husband had to work, so it was just me and my daughter. And I told myself I would order whatever I wanted, which is the same thing I always get at Waffle House. So I got the All-Star breakfast, and of course, usually I restrict myself to eating only so much of it, and then I take the rest home. I mean, not that that's bad, because I tell myself I can have it again later. But sometimes I stop eating, not because I'm full, but because I think I should stop eating. And I agree with this snowman here. This snowman says burr. I agree. And then we have... so cool. Sorry, I love Christmas decorations. So I told myself I could eat however much of it I wanted. And then I also tried to listen to my body more. And I ended up eating all but the biscuit that I had. I normally don't eat all the bacon. I normally only eat about half of the waffle. I normally don't get toppings on my waffle. I got peanut butter chips, which, get that. You can also do Reese's style, which is chocolate chips and peanut butter chips, which is also delicious. So I ate the whole waffle. I ate all 3 slices of bacon. I had my eggs, and I had my grits. And by the time I got to the biscuit, I was just like, I'm full now. So that was good. And then I really didn't get hungry. I had to tell myself I needed a snack around 2-ish, because I hadn't eaten since breakfast, and just being kind to my body, I knew I needed that fuel because I had gotten on the elliptical and worked out, and I had used up some of the fuel, and I really needed to keep that fuel up, or I'd be tired and lethargic and not want to do anything. So I did that. So today's day 3. I have no idea what the challenge is going to be today. It's been one of those days at work where I'm frustrated, so I've noticed that my go-to when I'm frustrated sometimes is to eat something or do an eating disorder behavior toward food versus just enjoying a food. Granted, I also don't have any food at work right now that I'm really into today. I keep some snacks in my desk just because, you never know. But I'm just not into them today. So I found myself just kind of snacking on it, and I'm like, why am I eating this if it's not hitting the spot, if it's not tasting good? Sorry guys, this is falling down on my head. So I had to really stop and be like, you know what, I'm frustrated. I'm not hungry, I'm frustrated. Trash day in this neighborhood. So why am I frustrated? I'm frustrated because people at work are just doing stuff that's, making things complicated, which happens. I mean, it's work. What do you expect? And then, of course, there's some other stuff going on at work that makes you question the people you work with. Anyway, I won't go into that drama. It's just, it is what it is. So I just have to go, acknowledge that I'm frustrated, acknowledge that's the reasoning behind why I'm doing what I'm doing. I took a run. I easily could have told myself, run 4 miles, you gotta run 4 miles, you're frustrated. But my frustration kind of petered out around 3 1/4. I'm also realizing that if I really want to do an April half marathon, I really should start long runs. I'm thinking I don't really want to train in the winter. I want to train in the spring and do a warmer half marathon. So maybe one in May or June. Yeah, summertime, yeah, it'll be hotter, but I don't know. Anyway, I have time. I just said 2019. I never really gave a timeline when I was saying spring, but 2019 half marathon, that's all that matters. Anyhow, maybe I can do a destination one where it's warmer. I don't know. Anyhow, so I'm also dealing with some feelings today that my husband's taking Finley on her first daddy-daughter trip. They're going to go to my in-laws for 2 days. So they're leaving tomorrow night. They're leaving tomorrow morning, coming back Thursday night. She is still exclusively breastfed. We are doing a couple solids here and there just as a test. She's not on any specific, like, every day she gets a lunch or something. You know, it's just once or twice a week we try something new. Like on Sunday we tried cream cheese, because we also are testing for dairy allergies, so why not try cream cheese? Cream cheese, and it's also got good fat. So did that in some cereal. I also put like blobs of it on the thing so she could try to like use her fingers and feed herself. She wasn't interested. So I'm thinking I really need to get to finger food rather than spoon feeding her so much, which I've been doing. But she's not quite 6 months old, so it's still a little early. She's 6 months on Sunday this coming week. But I'm like, I'm not sure how I feel about my husband taking my daughter for 2.5 days. I feed her every night. Yeah, she takes a bottle through the day, but that means I only have to pump during the morning and during the daytime. I don't have to pump all day long. Well, now I'm going to have to pump every 2 to 3 hours in the evenings on top of, and maybe it's selfish. Maybe I'm just like, no, I don't want you to take the baby with you, but so I think I'm dealing with that kind of emotion too. This is the first time I'm going to be like away for more than just a couple hours, more than 8-10 hours. This is going to be overnight. This is not just a daytime thing, babysitter kind of deal. So that makes me a little nervous. I guess this is a good precursor to our anniversary vacation in February, where my mother-in-law will keep her for a couple nights while we enjoy being us. But she'll also be 9 months old. So, I don't know. Anyway, so the challenges are iffy at best. And I realized today that like I am like super on it with my calories and macros versus yesterday, where I told myself I could eat whatever I wanted for breakfast. And then I was just kind of like, with eating the rest of the day. And granted, I did have dinner where I just kind of put some foods together and didn't like track them first to make sure it fit. I also was a little lax on the macro aspect and just focused on the calories, which in a sense is freeing, but at the same time I also know that calories and macros hardly ever match up on anything. It drives me nuts. It's a math problem, literally, and it's never quite right. I mean, like this alone says less than 1 carb. It's powered 0. Less than 1 carb. Not that it matters, but it says 0. But if it has carbs in it, it has calories. So it's probably got like 1.5 carbs for the whole thing. But companies only have to mention that it even has a macro in it if it's above like 0.7. That's why gum says less than 1, and it's like 0.8, 0.9, or maybe 0.5, something like that. So they can claim that it has 0 calories, but it doesn't. It doesn't. This is not a calorie-free drink. It's Powerade Zero, but it's got 0 sugar. It just has fake sugar that actually has carbs. Splenda has carbs, people. Splenda has calories. Hate to burst your bubble. Splenda has calories. So anyhow, moving on. Rabbit trail. So, I guess I really just need to make some effort toward actually buckling down and dealing with emotions a little better. That, not saying that you can't eat when you're having emotions, but I always deal with emotions by eating versus just dealing with the emotions, whether that's frustration, anger, sadness, anxiety, anything, you know, it's emotional. So yeah, so I got to deal with that, and I'm probably going to have to help my husband pack for Finley tonight and do all that stuff and make sure he has enough milk. Not that we don't have enough milk in the freezer. Trust me, we have a chest freezer in the basement. Yeah, it's full of milk. Which is good. I mean, she's going to have plenty of milk until she's probably 2. But then I won't have to breastfeed her till she's 2. I can just give her a bottle or give her cereal with breast milk in it instead. Or make stuff, you know, mix oatmeal with breast milk so that she's still getting it, but I won't have to feed it to her, more or less. Anyhow, so I'm still going to keep up the journaling. I'm still going to keep up reading and doing my intuitive eating and recovery stuff. I have another therapy appointment next week on Tuesday, the 11th, so we'll update after that, I'm sure. But that's where we're at. I mean, let me know if you think of a good intuitive eating or eating disorder challenge that can help me propel myself into my 33rd year better off than I am now, and less obsessive about food, numbers, all that stuff. Like I've told people on Instagram, if you follow me, buffrunner_527, that, you know, give me challenges, but I'm not going to do a 10,000 calorie challenge. I'm not going to do, you know, what I ate in a day, because if I'm really intuitively eating, that's going to change every day. It's not what I typically eat. So, you know, let me know what you want to see, what you want to hear, what you think I should try. Food challenges, like, you know, picking a fear food and eating it, or doing a day of no tracking, and truly doing a day of no tracking, but not feeling crazy around food. So, let me know. Hit me up. I'm going to sign off with my nose, because again, these gloves don't have the little finger things. See you later, guys.